Hi guys, what is going on, and welcome back to another episode of Total War Arena. So, today we are continuing with our Alexander grind. It's been a while since I've actually managed to get these back out. It took me a while to get through the last bit of upgrades and stuff, simply because I was just focusing on other units and I just kind of forgot about them in all honesty. But I wanted to continue the grind, and yeah, every time I play these guys, I enjoy them because just seem to do really well. I seem to get a really good average win rate with these guys as well. I find them very easy to play compared to other cavalry and other infantry as well, really. So, yes, I got the upgraded Linothorax and the classic cuirass. I decided that really I'd rather have the movement speed than body armour. The Greeks don't really have a great deal of armour and they're pretty crap in hand-to-hand combat at the best of times, so I didn't really see a lot of point in having that. I'd much rather have that 4% movement speed bonus, so that's what I've gone for. And I haven't bothered with these archaic greaves either because they would replace these, and again I'd rather have the movement speed than the like +6 body armor I'd gain by switching over. Other than that, we are basically just going for the grind for the tier 6s now, which I'm quite looking forward to getting. So let's just hop into our couple of battles and see how we're getting on. Obviously, if you've not watched this series before, it's all done live, so no dodgy replays to contend with, just my dodgy gameplay. So let's see how we get on. So, we are loading into Oasis. Looks like we've got quite a spread of matchmaking, really. It's very unlucky to get into this tier 6 game with what they've got. Where are we going to go? Let's have a look over here, perhaps, for the start. There's a bit of artillery on our team, a bit of ranged. Also some slingers there as well. So the enemy's going to have some ranged, probably some artillery. Cavalry, quite a bit of cavalry, actually. Not a lot of infantry. 1, 2, 3. One of them's low tier as well. Okay, could be interesting. So the main thing, obviously, I've been trying to do is not blob. Easily my biggest weakness with cavalry is blobbing. I have been getting better, honest. It's but I still do it occasionally. I can't seem to quite get out of the habit entirely of doing it. It's a lot easier, I found, with cavalry now. We've got the much higher camera because with the sort of fast-paced nature of cavalry, being able to sort of see things a bit further away and things like that kind of makes life a lot easier. So I'm just pushing up relatively aggressively here. What's that? Some equites. We'll have a go. Oops, bit of a bad charge, but a charge we shall win. Let's consider getting out of there. I think would be wise. Some nice friendly archer fire. We're going to be... There we go. That's what we want. 6,000 damage. Right, some... Oh! Okay. Don't want to do that so much. Let's activate anvil. Get out of there. You guys, come on. Move. What have we got? Some gun-grenade charges coming at the bottom. Let's try and get out there before these guys are going to go for me. I'm going to rear, get them a little bit. Okay, get out of there. Try and retreat as quickly as we can. Right, foot companions are turning up. Okay, we're good. Panic over. Okay, well that was all a bit intense. We got quite a bit of damage against those equites, I think. But then quite a lot of enemy infantry turned up, more than I was expecting. Seems like most of their team seems to be over on this side of the map. So, let's just bug out of this fight a little bit. They've got some handlers in retreat there. They've basically won that flank. These guys would perhaps be better off pulling back. Because they're going to be outnumbered quite rapidly shortly, because there's all those infantry which I'm not really going to be able to fight very effectively, so I don't really want to be over there. Those Gungnir chargers are chasing down the hill, just the handlers and what remains of this, but it's all this support they've got with them. It's going to make it very hard to do anything about it. Looks like there's a lot more winning over here. It seems all the enemy teams just on this side of the map. Friendly artillery is launching away. If their cavalry is going to significantly split off from their infantry, then I'll force an engagement. Because as you say, as you saw, hopefully when we engage those equites, the charge actually does a lot of damage, even against higher tier units like them. You know, the Greeks will still be competitive, just not with any infantry turning up at the same time. Thankfully, Alexander's still alive. I've not used wedge there. So wedge is a tough one because really the charge impact only determines your likelihood of winning a charge engagement. So unless I'm fighting other Greek cavalry, that's kind of really not very relevant because it doesn't really give me any benefits. The 6% impact damage is obviously useful, but I find you tend to get less of a clean hit because you present, you know, a very narrow target at the front. So I'm not sure if it's really worth it on wedge. I find I always go into wedge, or try to go into wedge if I'm encountering other Greek cavalry, because you sort of need it to be able to be effective. But when fighting, you know, just other cavalry or infantry, things like that, I tend to find that it's not really worthwhile. And I'm noticing we're starting to get capped out as well, so I'm going to head back. I think we're going to end up losing this one. I should have stayed around our own base a bit more. Like we're getting some infantry going into their base, but we're going to lose on the cap if we're not careful. How far away are we? Start getting back as soon as. Try and keep our dash activated to give us that speed boost. See artillery going down, all the enemy cavalry, the enemy equites over there. They're going to nicely intercept me. Didn't really go very well. Let's see if we can get in and get a charge. Go for a nice early charge. I just don't know if it's going to be enough. Try and dash through. I think we're going to do it. Oh! There we go, we've done enough. Phew, that was all a bit tight there. I didn't think we were going to win that for a moment. Well, that was certainly a bit tight. No one did a particularly large amount of damage. Most of the teams were still left alive. That turned into a bit of a cap fest. But thankfully we were just able to get back in time. And it got us top player probably because of the amount of defence points we probably gained there when we managed to reset the cap. So that wasn't too bad, considering that we sort of managed to save the day a bit there. For just mostly on capture points. Still, okay, let's have another game and see if we can get a bit of a better fight without quite so many just capping. So, I'll see you in the next battle. So, we are loading in to the Battle of Thermopylae. Again, a pretty decent spread on the matchmaking from tier 4 to tier 6. We've got this group of 4 in a platoon here, all tier 6 players, so that's going to give us quite a strong starting hand, I would have thought. We'd stand a reasonable chance if they work together, being able to win this. How are they spread out? Panzer Destroyer, where's he gone? Oh, he's over here. Looks like probably most of them are going to be going for this central push. So, yeah, I think we'll probably loiter around the centre at the start. We've got Scipio Cavalry with them as well. Let's see how we get on. Hopefully, we can do a little bit more damage in this game. So, we'll just get going straight away at the start. Go and have a look, see what we can see. I should probably technically only send one unit forwards, would be a wise thing to do, rather than sending everyone forward scouting. Looks like we've also got a unit of equites going forward to have a look. So let's have a look when we crest this ridge. They don't seem to get very good view range, these Greeks, though, I've noticed. We didn't get a good spot there. So some elephants, they're a problem. Then what have we got? Some legionaries and some velites, some more tier 6 legionaries, quite a lot of Romans kicking around then. Those guys are kind of getting themselves caught in the enemy elephants if they're not careful. So, those elephants are going to be the hardest thing to deal with. We've got some pikes. I don't know where they are. Don't know what, oh, there they are. We have, yeah, no range. Only one unit of artillery, so this is going to be tough. Really going to have to try and, well, not Punic mercenaries, maybe some of the legionaries with vengeance. Are the best bet. I would have thought these elephants would just be very wise to avoid all this possibility of getting caught up on the pikes. So maybe that's the best thing they can do, is just try and keep them back. It would be a foolish elephant commander who actually commits to engaging the pikes. So the war dogs are out against these principes, and they've got some archers with them as well. Whereas we have no ranged units, so really we could do with dealing with those archers at some point, but not while they're in the forest up there. That's for certain. Yeah, it's really, at the moment, I'm just going to sort of hang on and not really commit to anything. There's a bit of a fight going on down here by the looks of it. Legionaries against armoured legionaries. We could try and see if we could do anything in this engagement. Looks like they've got ranged units up on the hill there as well. Some Gunganir chargers down there. Could try and flank round behind these units, but it's going to be a long exercise if we do. And is that going to be the right decision? Let's do it. I think my feeling is this might take us a bit long by the time we get round the back of. Oh, okay, that's killed that idea. And back again. Yeah, this is not going to pan out particularly well. It's gone for vengeance, but so have they, and they've got more support, so they're going to win that engagement. I think we need to start pushing the centre, even with the elephants there. All these war dogs are now out in the open. We're quite a long way away. Got some friendly support moving up. Yeah, those elephants are always going to be tough for us to deal with. Those Companion charges I'd like to force into a fight, but they have got a Scourge title, so they're probably a decentish player. Fluff and Puff, that's a good name. Let's see if we could maybe get around behind these archers. Or was that getting a bit optimistic? Got some tier 4 hostility over here. So I would engage if someone else would.
Our troops are under attack!
Troops are under attack. Whoa, what's going on? Is there some hidden stakes? Ah, god damn it. Did not see them. And they're just so well hidden in that forest there. Okay, well that didn't go very well, so we've thrown away half our units. And so far achieved 3 aggression damage on something, God knows what. Let's see if we can at least start to do something here. Maybe onto the back of these hostility. And get a very good charge there. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do anything to rout them. No. We've got those Gungnir chargers kicking around behind us. We want to watch out for them. I'm going to pull those guys back from the fight, but it's given our hostility the edge, hopefully. I would really like to... a bit of a nicer run there, hopefully. Are they going to rout? No, still not. Pull those guys back. Oh, there they go. Let's get them pinned in a little bit. Let's anvil them. My worry is these Gungnir chargers. We've also got those elephants kicking around. Make sure our units aren't going to be exposed at the back. I'm getting quite a few points just cutting those guys down. So I'm just going to leave them in the fight for now. Those elephants are turning up now, so we'll think about pulling them back shortly. Going to go for these guys. Nice early charge. Oh, at the same time as they got hit by the enemy allied Equidays. So let's pull that guy out, bring this guy in. I think we'll actually pull them all out because all these elephants are turning up, causing us issues. Are they just stood there on the forest on their own? No. Okay, they're covered. They've got legionary protection. Come on guys, get out of there before you get another volley of javelins. Oh, painful. So activate dash. Looks like our base is being capped out as well, so we'll go back and have a look at that. Oh, this battle's not going in our favour. These elephants have been a real pain in this one, because we've had no ranged units to counter them, or no javelins or anything like that. It's made it kind of hard for us to do a lot against them. Should perhaps have committed some of the legionary troops against them so that they start trying to force them into a fight and pop vengeance on them. But if they were playing smart, they probably wouldn't have took that fight. So we're just going to have to pick one of these because we're going to lose to base capping shortly, so don't really have a lot of choice. If they're not going to face us, that's at least better because we'll do more damage when we rear flank them. It'd be nice if they were routed. It'd be very nice if they were routed. Are they actually going to? The surprise is going to end. I would have thought the nuke damage would end shortly. Are they? Yes. Turn around. I'm going to blob. Sorry. Just got to drive them off. Oh! Okay, that didn't go so badly. These guys I would have thought are going to reform, which they have. So let's pull these guys back. Activated anvil. Try and fall back up. Try and fall back up so you can get a nice charge. Let's do a little bit more damage against these guys. See if we can get a flank on any of them, maybe. Not easily. Let's keep a anvil going. Oh, we're going to get rear flanked. Okay, let's pull back for those Romans turn up. We should have an anvil on them. Activate dash. That anvil is about ended. How far people have got stuck on the rocks. I just don't think we're going to be able to win this one. I'm blobbing again, but obviously I'm a much smaller unit now. I'll turn on these guys again though.
Crush them.
Oh, looks like we lost that charge. Surprisingly, we didn't really seem to build up much speed. I think might have been the cause of that. That pretty much finished us off. I would have thought we would have beaten the Gunganiers in a head-to-head charge. What's their charge impact? 310. Oh, it's quite high actually. I guess they don't get any boost to their charge when they activate their charge. No, they don't compared to us. I would have still thought we would have won that. Obviously not. But the battle for us is unfortunately lost. We did okay on the aggression points. We were able to get quite a bit of damage on some of the Romans in the middle and rout quite a few of them. But I think sort of the real lack of range, it was a bit of a matchmaking loss from the start there in that one, which didn't really do as much in the way of favours. Don't know who we've got left. Some foot companions who seem AFK in a forest. Oh, and these are the remaining of his guys being flattened by some elephants. Beating the Hastati convincingly, but I don't think they're going to win the base. They're going to win the game with just that, and obviously we're about to get capped out. So yes. They had slingers and everything. Okay, well, we'll probably squeeze in one more, I think, because neither of them have been particularly exciting games to watch. So let's go for one more and see how we get on. I'm absolutely sat here sweating to death. It's very hot in the UK right now. Well, for April it's very hot anyway. I'm being sat in a wooden shed with no cooling. It's pretty hot in here, so we'll have one more game and then we'll end the video there. Let's see if we can do a little bit better. Right, I shall edit this bit out and see you all in the battle. So, we are loading into the battle marathon. I was just looking at the matchmaking. I noticed we've got some, it looks like Germanicus Roman cavalry, which is interesting. I can't imagine any of the abilities really change. Well, heavy infantry charge won't. I would be surprised if the cavalry got vengeance. I doubt it. And obviously they won't get testudo, so it seems a completely pointless thing to use. Unless it's a premium unit of cavalry and the only commander he has available at tier 6 is Germanicus. But yeah, strange. We'll have a click on him when we get into the battle and see what he's got. I fear I started talking too early. This other bloke hasn't loaded in yet. But yeah, this is our third battle, so hopefully this will pan out a little bit better. Oh, there we go. It'd be nice if we can get a nice win, and look, I want to look like I can actually play this game properly. Which is a big ask. We'll spawn right in the centre and do sort of a hard scout from the start. Also looking at the teammates, again, not really a lot in the way of ranged. We've got a couple of units of javelins down here, which is something, and one unit of archers. God, no artillery. Hopefully the enemy has a similar layout. The problem is when the enemy then has a lot of ranged, it makes it pretty hard to compete. Particularly if the enemy team sort of actively defend them. Let's have a quick look at this cavalry. With Equites. It just has no abilities at all. What a strange thing to do. Is there a reason behind that? Can anyone think of a positive reason why you would want to do that? If anyone can, let me know in the comments, but I would have thought it seems a completely pointless thing to do, really. So, straight away some Gunganier charges. I think they're the same guys we were against last game, was it? So we know we've got to be a bit careful when charging them, try and get the charge in early. We've got a long charge, so if we can start the charge off nice and early. Oh, there we go. First large amount of enemy ranged units. Our ranged units are stood well ahead of everyone else. Cut down my cavalry if they're not careful. Enemy companions are in retreat over there. What have we got up here? I was thinking some spearmen, I think. So we're just going to loiter around for now, see what happens. Gotta be careful. The enemy's got artillery as well. And two. This is the problem. It seems very poor matchmaking today. Look, they've got 2 units of range and artillery. And all we've got is 1 archer and a few javelins. It seems a little biased in terms of its matchmaking. But there we go. See what we can do. Oh, that's friendly Gunganier charges right in the back of the enemy base. You see, they're just wisely, I mean, obviously it's good from their point of view, just defending their, strange. They're defending their artillery, which is exactly the right thing to do. Well, they're trying to go for the enemy archers, which again is not a bad thing necessarily. This mounted warband is going to get involved in this fight, and accordingly, so will we. see what we can do. We keep this unit back. These are going to push forwards, particularly if they're going to stop like that. Ooh, keep it, keep on the fight, activate, and then just go through. This is all a bit intense. Let's try and get these guys round and get them into a fight. Like that. Charge. Oh, I've clipped them a bit in the rear there, more than I intended to. Where's my other unit gone? There it is. They're bringing in some of their Gungnir chargers from that flank. Thankfully our Romans have turned up. But there's not really a lot we can do in terms of actually winning this fight other than trying to get them to rout. Try and keep up the pressure on that middle one. Looks like they're going to rout, which would be good. Although we've now been rear flanked by those guys. Oh, and enemy cavalry have turned up. Right, let's try and see what we can do to cut these guys down. Have we got any anvil left? Yes. Smash one of them so one of them can't activate abilities on us. Are we going to be able to get out of this fight? Not easily. But since we've got an active anvil, I think we're going to go for it because we're routing. That unit's lost. That means Alexander's going to be out of this game. Wow, this has just gone terribly, hasn't it?
We are capturing their base.
Let's just try and get out with what I can. You see, I noticed the Greeks seem to really rout very early in terms of when they lose their unit health. They seem to waver far earlier than there's still quite a lot of that unit left, but it routs even after it left combat. Seems to be strange. I'm just sort of hiding in the forest slightly. See, I'm just gonna get fucked over here.
Hammer them! Our troops are under attack! Attack! Destroy!
See, I don't have an active anvil I can use to escape this time at the moment. Anyway,
Hit them down!
I don't think I'm going to be able to get out of this one. We'll just fight this one out, I think, until we die. Don't think there's a lot we could really do there. I tried to sort of assist this main central fight, which didn't really pan out for us. I was trying to push these, particularly when they were engaging those archers, given our lack of range. I was trying to sort of force that issue slightly. But ultimately, I don't think it really did as much in the way of favours. Oh, some friendly infantry has turned up. So there's a few of us left alive, but not a lot. Let's see what we can do. Pull out. So we've got 3 men left. Oh dear. Honestly, I swear, as soon as I stop recording, I'll have amazing games. It's just, as soon as I'm recording, it just all goes horribly. I'm cursed. This YouTuber's unluck, I reckon. You know, the problem is I won't even be able to get to those archers. They're just going to shoot me down before I even get close, I would have thought. We'll have a go. If they've got any sense, they'll see me coming a mile off like that. I'm surprised they haven't just turned and shot at us. Would have been the wise thing to do.
Crush them!
Oh well, that was okay. Let's just run off and hide.
Troops are routing!
Trying to bait the shots, make it to the forest. 1 man left. Rest of them routed. Whew, safety. Right, let's try and advance through this forest. What have we got there? Our foot companions, which are now turned up to defend their archers rather wisely. They're trying to get back to prevent us from capping, which is what... Ow. Oh. We got eviscerated by some archers. Yeah, that didn't really pan out very well. 1300 damage. Pretty crap. Yeah, well, that was just 3 pretty terrible games, wasn't it, really? The first one, I guess we actually did something reasonably decent. We actually did win that game for our team by defending the cap point or resetting our own cap, which enabled us to cap out. Then the last one didn't really go very well. We got defeated, particularly we had no ranged. Again, I do feel we've had pretty poor matchmaking. I mean, the fact they got 6 archer units, 3 javelin units, 2 artillery, and we got 2 javelins and 1 archer. You know, it was a little bit unfair, but there we go. I guess it's just the way it goes sometimes. I mean, we gave a fair fight. It's just, I perhaps shouldn't have committed quite so much to this fight in the middle. I wanted to kind of sandwich this unit of mounted warband. I thought I could perhaps get them to rout a bit earlier. It didn't really pan out, and then when they brought across the extra unit of Gungnir charges, and then the infantry engaged me as well. And by the time our Romans turned up, it was all sort of over for us. So looks like this game is well and truly over. They've even got a fumigation going on in the middle. That's going to cause these guys morale problems, I would have thought. Choking, yeah, minus 35 morale. If they activated fear, they would absolutely win this game at the moment. For whatever reason, they haven't. despite their own retreat. They're going to soon be over. Who else have we got left alive? A couple of elephants, which is causing trouble for some of the enemy artillery crew, which is slightly satisfying to watch. A couple of companions who are about to get killed by javelin men. And then those elephants will probably get fairly heavily damaged by those javelins once they are dead. Unit Principes. These Carthaginians are done better than I thought they would have done actually as well. Fighting off against these Libyan hoplites. These are the tier 5 Carthaginian spearmen. Which, as our general, I found not to be quite so good as the Greeks for whatever reason. These guys are reforming behind some foot companions, some tier 6 Greeks. These guys are on their last legs, I would have thought. But they haven't got Portus activated? No. Obviously don't have the ability available to them. There they go, routing. They did actually quite a good job considering how surrounded they were, to be honest. This elephant's still chasing down the artillery crew. They actually did a better job killing off those javelins than I thought. Was that a friend? No, that was an enemy artillery, sorry. But obviously the enemy artillery has retreated and set up in the forest up here by the looks of it. It's now throwing shots at these elephants. Oh, those Principes turn up just to finish off those units. These guys will be better off going to have a look for this enemy artillery. Let's just... Maybe that'll help them. I don't know if they will realise that the enemy artillery is over there. Depends if he's set up stakes or not to defend himself, or if he's got an infantry unit with him. Although, can we account for... Oh, we can't because we've lost visual. I think this is going to be still a defeat for this game. But it's actually, I think our team has done relatively well considering. If I'd played a bit better, we could have actually stand a reasonable chance of actually winning this one, to be honest. Yeah. See, you've got these elephants here. What have they got to counter the elephants? The archers and the artillery. Yeah. It's going to be hard to get those archers with just 2 elephants. These elephants against some foot companions in the forest. I thought the elephant should be able to win fairly convincingly here. Should be able to kill them down pretty effectively. I would have thought they would just retreat, to be honest. And wait. The elephant should be continuing that fight. The elephant can win that fight. I'd want to get stuck into these hoplites as quickly as possible. Didn't really do a lot. Yeah, because Stomp's a targeted thing. It's got a direction, so he's facing the wrong way. Yeah, this elephant should be trying to get stuck in. Yeah, and we're being capped out now. The only thing that can go back is his cavalry, and I don't think he seems to have noticed, or he's gone AFK. I'm not really sure. Yes, unfortunately, this looks like the end. We are going to get capped out. There's only 2 elephants, isn't there? Yes. Come on, Cav, you could have gone back and saved the day. Oh well, I didn't expect to win that one. I thought that was all the... There's a lot of dead horses in that one spot, isn't there? Yes, that elephant pretty convincingly Boulder. Pretty convincingly killed those guys. But, yeah, not enough to win the game, unfortunately. And the enemy are turning back to defend their base now. Someone's erected a barricade. Oops. And it's now been knocked down. Oh, unit going to get a charge is dead. Oh, they are actually Caesar Principes. They must have been from an artillery crew, maybe, or something. Oh no, because they've from the javelin men. Okay. Oh no, not quite. God, it's not going to quite end. It's dragging on. Certainly, it's going to turn into a really long video. Particularly if we've had 3 battles. I guess we're going to be like 40 minutes on this one. Going to knock down a few of the enemy Libyan hoplites. But there we go. We are about to get capped out. And that, unfortunately, is the end. There we go. Another defeat. Well, we managed to win 1 of 3. Not particularly well played on my part in any of them, to be honest, I don't think. Hopefully I did a little less blobbing, though, so that's something. Apart from the occasional blob against those Gungnir charges when we lost that head-on charge. But hopefully you've enjoyed these live replays, if nothing else. I guess they're not always going to be good in terms of me winning them all. But thanks for watching, guys. If you've liked it, please give the video a like and subscribe to the channel for more content. We've got lots more Total War Arena content. Also going to have a few sort of odd spattering of other Total War content, like sort of Lord of the Rings, Rise of Mordor for Total War Attila, and maybe a few other mods and stuff as I find, or just things I find interesting. So yeah, subscribe. And thanks guys, I shall see you all in the next video.